I'm a freshman in the Academy of Engineering in Lindsay High School. Welcome to the Internnect project.
I was able to do this kind of projects and program in college. I have never done it in high school.
We started with working with a group of 6 students, and it's expanded now to several teams and several school districts. We're really challenging these students to work as professionals, and this year we're asking the students to design a healthcare facility. What are the health needs of the school district? What are the health needs of the community?
Since we are a small community, we conducted a survey, and from that we've got what we needed to help our community. Our major problem was obesity.
We also had to look at where we were going to locate it, how the traffic is there. Are you able to walk there? Are you able to drive there? Like if it's going to be good for the community, or if anyone is even going to show up there, and what its functions will be.
We want you to help to create some intervention that will prevent the poor clinical outcome in the future.
Thank you very much for attending the meeting. Again, if you have any questions, please submit your RFI and we'll go from there. Thanks guys, good luck. We're all excited. I can see and hear you kind of.
Internnect is a design competition where industry members challenge students to create a new facility by requesting a thorough proposal. Here's how the process works. Each school team is called a school firm. Each school firm submits a statement of qualifications with a description of their team and interdisciplinary skills. Here's one school firm. Let's say there are 6 students on this team. These 5 are the interns. They will be completing research and site analysis and coming up with ideas for the proposal. Here's the project manager intern, a student in a leadership role. She will delegate work and coordinate the efforts of the entire team.
I was a project manager and I had interns, so I was the one that was in charge of who was going to do what. And this year our concept was to build a healthcare center, so everybody had their own job and everybody had their part in the project.
Then we have the principal extern, who is a teacher facilitating student efforts.
We did select some students to be the overall leaders, but then we kind of let them go from there. It's like, okay, you're the overall leader, you're going to be the assistant leaders. Beyond that, it's up to you to organize this team however you feel, is best.
Along the way, each school firm is advised by industry mentors, professionals in the field who can help them understand the complex challenges they face in completing the project.
Many of us in healthcare work every day to deal with clinical outcomes and issues that could have sometimes been prevented by changing behaviors or environment earlier in life. So the students were challenged to go and look at their student population and talk about things that could negatively be impacting their health, and then create some kind of structure, intervention, a new clinic that addressed health behaviors instead of health outcomes.
Even more professionals interact with the students through email and Skype meetings. Field trips and site visits give students an authentic experience outside the classroom.
What you see are these roof diaphragms, right? You have that roof diaphragm there. You have that floor diaphragm that goes all the way across. These will be inside the wall, you won't see them, but we have these X's. Those are the braces that support this roof when there's forces going in this direction.
The lead professional oversees all progress meetings and the final interview. Internnect redefines internships, creating a rigorous and relevant process for students to build new skills through collaboration, problem solving, and first-hand experience.
We're an 18-person firm, and we're very limited in the amount of students that we can provide internships to. And so Internnect is connecting business and education, and it's bringing students a really authentic experience outside the classroom.
Project-based learning is something we've been talking about for years, but I only this year grasped an understanding of what true project-based learning is.
It's real. They got to see real projects being built in the real world. The challenge of having to think through problems that are not turn to page 38, here's the answer. In the real world, you have to actually think it through, bring together information from different sources, and go, now I can attack the question.
An RFQ stands for Request for Qualifications. An RFP stands for Request for Proposal. As we as professionals submit our proposals, we want the students to submit their proposals
Here today we're at the Healthcare Center, Family Healthcare, and we're going through our 50% halfway milestone meeting.
Give us a summary of what your project's program document is.
So we're going over our program document, our site analysis, our finance estimates, and our site designs. This is a healthcare facility on a school campus. We'll show that right now.
The fact that we're able to take it in our own direction and be as creative as possible with it is really cool.
They do all the work and they do all the design. They make all the decisions.
My job is to facilitate what they do, to answer questions if they have them, and to let them be the creators.
First thing we had to do was create a philosophy for our healthcare facility, and we didn't want to be a stopgap for people to just come and get injuries healed. We wanted to be preventative. I was in charge of the site analysis team, and our work was going to the actual site and getting pictures, doing like wind patterns and land surveying.
It's like, okay, here you're going to design a student health care center. So you have to start by deciding where it's going to go, doing surveys on what the community needs are, and then you have to take that research and turn it into a concept, and then you have to design the actual buildings. All of the curriculum emerges from that.
I thought it was a really good opportunity to actually use all that knowledge that we use in classes and to input it in our project. It had engineering and it had science and it had math and it had English, business.
And I really want to learn more physics so I can apply it more to our site design and our actual project.
It's how things in the outside world, I think, work much better. The appreciation of what's accomplished, I think, is much greater when you can mix in many disciplines. I mean, I'm not saying it's an easy thing to do, but once you kind of understand its importance, then you will always seek that model.
It doesn't have to be Internnect. They can create their own Internnect. They can take this model and apply it to multiple projects. As long as they have a lead teacher, as long as they have a team of students, and as long as you have committed business partners, there are things that we've learned along the way that we feel are crucial. You have to have the business professional lead some of the milestones. You have to have the students work on projects where they are solving real-world problems.
I never imagined that I would be able to work on things like that in high school. And just the fact that we can make 3D models to where it almost feels like it's real.
So this would be the front of the building. There would be glass on the sides so you can see out.
It's all leading toward career-based learning.
There's a big difference between studying a topic and then functioning in that workplace, doing that job.
I've been to other competitions in the past. They're not as authentic as this one. I get experience from this, and whether I like it or not, it actually felt like real life.
It's not so much that they're really picking up a lot of technical skills, it's that they're getting exposed to those different work worlds that help them decide what they want to pursue when they get to college.
Here today we're at Cal Poly to talk to the architecture and engineering students about our engineering projects and how they can help us.
Tom Feller is the head of architecture department at Cal Poly. He's coaching us how to design buildings that tell a story.
Oh, it's pretty stable. Look at that. So what's your story?
We are on our way to Poly Canyon, and it is set up behind the school, up in the hills, and it is an area where architecture and engineering students have built their own structures.
After we talked to the Cal Poly students, we realized that what we're doing is almost exactly what they're doing.
Presenting is always very interesting. After a few minutes, you can feel it kind of click, and we got that flow going. Not only will this be a daycare center, but we really felt that it was important to include parenting classes because a lot of teen mothers, and especially in our area, don't finish high school.
The building's right here, the main building's right here, with the solar panels right here. It's facing west and south.
So second place, I'd like to congratulate Ali Diamante. With that, Lindsay is first place. Congratulations.
We want to be there to help kids learn, but ultimately they have to take ownership of it. I saw it happen in that Internnect group.
It's an investment in our local community, in our county, in our state, and hopefully someday in our nation, because these kinds of projects don't have to be limited to architectural design.
So if other kids had the opportunity in different subjects, it bring about a more established plan earlier than just heading into college kind of unaware.
Every school should have a project like this because it helps the kids know that when they're complaining like, oh, when am I ever going to use this in real life? This is when you're going to use it.